Hi, my name is Phil Aarons, and today I'm going to start a series called And That's My Opinion. In this series, we will be talking about opinions from stuff from uh, debates and thoughts about certain subjects from the political spectrum to video games to writing to basically anything I want to talk about. And in today's, and that is my opinion, we are going to talk about marriage. Now, after watching a video by Ben Shapiro about basically the red pill, talking about how people should not get married due to the risk of divorce, is really complete asinine, to be honest. There is always going to be a chance for divorce. We can't really stop people from basically getting divorced, and whether it's high or low, it doesn't really matter. The reason why sometimes people do get divorced is sometimes due to certain things that happen throughout a person's life, from cheating to basically just other things from being out of love or anything like that. My thoughts are to say that I don't think that basically saying, even though if that risk that not getting married is going to be the correct answer, because there's always going to be risks. And from other sources I've heard, including this video I was watching, and I will put the video in the link in the description below if you are interested in watching it, saying that people who are single, or not really single, but people who don't have kids versus people who have kids, people who don't have kids are more likely to get a divorce than people with kids. And I disagree on that side. Kids can be very stressful. And in a marriage, sometimes it can be that stressful. Sometimes people who don't have kids end up living basically a better marriage than people without kids. The reason being is that kids is basically, once you add kids in the mix, it's more likely going to be another mouth to feed, and that can be very stressful. There are people who have successfully with kids have not had divorces, but people with kids sometimes do have divorces due to the fact that kids can be a lot of stress and a lot of responsibility. Sometimes with people without kids, they basically can live without kids and still be together because they don't have that added stress of having kids. Now, and this is what my parents have told me, with every marriage, there's always one rule, and that one rule is communication. Communication is key to basically have a successful marriage. The reason being is that when people are talking to one another, they basically will try to basically figure out things in certain situations, such as money, responsibilities, etc. Sometimes a lot of people in divorces don't get a chance to actually talk and try to figure things out. Sometimes they basically do whatever they want, and it ends up being another risk of divorce. Now, with marriage decide, excuse me, with marriage having risk, there's also other jobs that also have risk too. And again, I'm using these as examples because basically it would be kind of ridiculous if you basically didn't know the risk of these. With marriage, there's always going to be a risk of divorce. We cannot stop that. But that does not mean we cannot get married. For being a surgeon, there's always going to be a risk that someone is going to die on the table. Does that mean that the person who's doing the surgery is going to stop doing the surgery because of that risk? No. If the person needs it, they'll still continue the surgery. They know that the risk of basically someone dying on the table is going to be there. Maybe not a likelihood of it happening, but it's still that risk. When you are a police officer, there's always going to be a risk that you're going to get shot and killed, and also the same with the military. People sign up for police and military because they know the risk of basically that maybe that they might get killed in the line of duty, but that does not stop them from signing up to join the police force. I can go on and on about other jobs with risks too, but my point is that there's always going to be a risk for marriage, being a surgeon, and being a police officer. There's always going to be a risk that something may happen. And to be honest, the answer to some of these is that laws should be changed for certain things with divorce. Because a lot of times that is true that there are laws that basically help the mother more than the father, in that I think it should be fair. And hopefully one day that we can fix these laws to make it fair for everyone. But just because the laws support more of the mother than the father, in a sense, does not mean that we should not get married. And that is my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed the first episode. Let me know in the comments below what you think of my ideas or opinions. This is a safe space to talk to one another. No arguing, no nothing. Just opinions itself. Anyway, I will see you all next time.